Hello, my lovely, lovely audiences. We're going to watch this Hina's and Enya's real life video, and I really welcome Enya from Nigeria. She is a mind blowing coach, and here we are talking about the real life with Hina and Enya, where we come up with the topics where people are going to easily connect and resonate with whatever is said, and to ease the process, to help you out. And for your kind information, this may be the nuggets which you can implement, but in the right way. You need to have a mentor, and we are there to help you as mentors, as coaches, and handhold you for your kind information wherein you may be feeling lonely or alone or stuck in life. Anything you may be dealing with, we are there for you. Thank you so much. And well, Enya, let me introduce myself. This is Hina Khan. I'm a former soil scientist from Indian Institute of Science, certified wellness coach, certified life coach, a motivational speaker. And here we are with the show Real Life with Hina and Enya, and the topic is a beautiful topic that's about self-commitment. I would love first Enya to start off on this. This is a most beautiful topic dedicated by Enya. Yes, Enya.
Okay, hello everybody. It's good morning here. No, good afternoon here. It's
Okay.
good evening where Hina
In
is,
India,
and
yeah.
I don't know what part of the world you're watching from, but hello, warm greetings from me here in Nigeria and Hina in India.
Thank
So
you.
my name is Enya, and I'm a mind coach from Nigeria. I'm also an author and I am a speaker too.
Wow, amazing. That's amazing. And I all forgot to say that I am an author too. Thank you for making me remind about that because I've become an author after, lately. So thank you so much. And yeah, once you said about you are an author, thank you that I also got reminded about it. Thank you so much for that. Well, Enya,
Yeah.
as you have suggested this topic about self-commitment, what actually do you want to highlight about self-commitment before we start in depth about this topic?
Yes, I think self-commitment is one of those. I hope you can hear me,
Yeah,
Hina,
yeah. I can hear you very well. Please go ahead.
because
I can hear you, sweetheart. Go ahead.
so I know self-commitment is kind of like, how you have something that is hidden in the shadows. It's there, but it's hidden in the shadows. And many of us are more concerned with commitment to other people. Okay, so we have marriage relationship, and then we talk about the commitment to a spouse or the commitment to a child. And we tend to kind of neglect self-commitment. But remember that you are a common denominator. It's like a snail. Everywhere a snail goes, it carries its home with it. And in the same way, we carry ourselves wherever we go. So we came into this earthly realm, right? And we've been with ourselves for as long as we've been with ourselves. And many times we tend to forget that we owe ourselves commitment because we are so busy giving commitment to our spouses and our children. And that is really good. But remember, you cannot give what you do not have.
You cannot give what you cannot have. Exactly. Absolutely.
If you are empty, then how are you going to be able to pour into another person? You have to fill your cup first, and then you share the overflow. So what do I mean by this, Hina? It's that, we make promises to every other person except ourselves. We to every other person except ourselves. We make intentions for every other person except ourselves. So self-commitment is simply keeping a promise to yourself. You are that important, that significant, you are that relevant.
Exactly.
So when you make a promise to yourself, keep it. The tendency for us is to write every other commitment and then put ours last. So you're giving yourself leftover time. If you're going to be very effective and productive, then you have to have a time that is exclusively yours. where you can reinvigorate, rejuvenate, and be the best that you can be to offer anyone else. So that would be my introduction, Hina. I don't know what
Wow,
you have
it's
to
an
say.
amazing introduction. So, wow, it's an amazing introduction with a lot of knowledge. So, let me say one thing, self commitment, it actually refers to your personal dedication. As Enya said, you have to promise to yourself. It's a kind of promise that you're giving to yourself, it's a pledge for yourself, self. Everything starts with self. If you have to achieve some specific goal, maintain certain principles, or follow through on promises to oneself, are you committed to yourself first? We fall short on these things because we may make commitment to others, but we may not fulfill those commitments even to the world or to people around us because we are falling short of that within our own self. What do I mean by this? A self commitment is a word which starts with self. It's very important. Anything has to start with self and has to end with self. It's not trying to be selfish, but to become so powerful, as Enya says, when you are filling your vessel completely or thoroughly, you are in a position to happily give out if your vessel is full. If your vessel is empty, if your cup is empty, then you feel that frustration. You feel a kind of low feeling about your own self that you are not in a position to give. You understand? And at times it so happens you start becoming greedy because your cup is not being filled. So what happens
Mhm.
is you fall in kind of judging, you fall in kind of envy, hatred, and all that because the main thing is your self is incomplete. You are not committed to self. So stop being committed only to people around you. First, learn to commit to yourself in everything. When you are self committed, you feel the happiness, you feel the confidence, you feel so powerful, you feel complete. An incomplete person cannot complete someone.
Mhm.
You understand?
Mhm.
What I mean by this is when self commitment occurs, it requires discipline, it requires motivation, it requires strong sense of responsibility where people are falling short of again. They do not own up responsibility for things that are happening in their life. Either they blame the external factors or they feel sad about that their life is not happening the way they want it to happen because they are lacking that self commitment. You have to stay focused on one's goals and values that you have. What values do you have? If you are committed to yourself, you are committed to any other person. Before you give any commitment, you will think several times, will I be in a position to give this commitment and complete it? Because
Mhm.
you are committed to yourself. What you do to yourself, you are doing it the same to others. If
Mhm.
you are trying to fool yourself, actually you are trying to fool others. How? You may try to portray and show to the world, oh, I'm so good about, I so think good about you, you're such a nice person, but inside you're not feeling anything good about that person. Only to be in good books you're doing that.
Mhm.
This is the kind of thing or energy that is existing in you, you're emitting that. When you're emanating
Mhm.
these kind of things, one day it becomes so inauthentic. And actually that self commitment, it is a key trait for your personal growth and success in various aspects of life. Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell you how much this is going to help your self commitment and what are the consequences of not being self committed and what are the scientifically the techniques that can help improve your self commitment. So, Enya, what would you like to say about this more so that people can have good knowledge about this? Yeah.
Yes, especially as mothers, like I speak to, about myself. Like I have a 6-year-old son,
Mm.
and he's the only child that I have, really.
Oh.
And I didn't have him early in life.
Mm.
So we're very accustomed to each other because I work from home.
Mm.
So actually, all of his life, we have been together. So sometimes it's really difficult for me to create that boundary because most of the time, if I'm going somewhere, he wants to go with me. He
Mhm.
always wants to go with me. And there's always this, you know, very crazy tantrum that he tends to throw because he wants to go with me. And I've
Mm.
had to sit him down slowly and let him know that it's not everywhere that mommy goes that you can come. Okay. So committing to myself in the midst of that, because you see, when you commit to yourself, you're going to have all kinds of things thrown at you. Especially if from the onset you haven't been like that. If from the onset you've always given in to what other people needed, and you've always laid aside yours and made yourself unimportant, right? And people have gotten used to that. It becomes difficult for you to pull out and establish boundaries. But if you want to live long and you want to enjoy your life, it's critical, absolutely critical, that you commit to your promise to yourself.
Exactly.
So if I said that today I need a rest, that rest, I want to go somewhere and do something for me, keep that commitment. I don't know how, Hina, I don't know in your culture how you perform the marriage ceremony, right? Or the marriage rites. I don't know how you do it. But there's always a very strong component when it comes to commitment. You're committing to this person. But I also think that with the same intention, we need to commit that much more to ourselves. Because when you, like, we all agree that we have a spiritual side to us. So we have spirit, that's our essential self. I think when you choose to be more in alignment with that essential self, because that's the real you, that's the higher part of you. That part of you is not encumbered with all of what you see in the physical. So that part of you is always calm. That part of you is perfect. That part of you is beautiful. That part of you is serenity, it's peace. When you can be committed to aligning with that part, it helps your physical part
to grow.
So if I'm a lover of nature, I love nature. So if I decide that, look, I feel overwhelmed and I need to get away, and then some other thing arises, I should be able to commit to myself enough to say, you know what, yours has to wait. I have to do this. It is
prioritizing
for me to do this, because the only way that I can handle that is if I do this. And you stand to that promise to yourself. So that's commitment.
Wow.
Over
So
to you.
very well, rightly pointed out and very well said, Enya. And people I would like to tell the audience who is going to watch this video, there's a difference between setting boundary and commitment. Setting boundary is the start of the action that you are taking. Like, if you are not listening to me, if you're telling this to your child, if you're not listening to me, then you are not going to watch television. So television, not watching television, is a consequence you are trying to suggest for that boundary if the child is not listening. Okay. And once you commit to that boundary that you have set, no, you're not getting it, you're not getting it. As a mom, you may feel like it's okay, forget it. And you may try to give the remote in the child's hand, and child will feel like, oh, my mama is not committed to her words or setting the boundaries or the consequences. So this is what happens. So there is a difference in setting the boundary, which is also important to enhance yourself, to make yourself strong, confident, or build healthy relations around you and within you. And at the same time, self commitment. When you say you are committed, you're doing it, you're doing it. If you're not doing it, you're not doing it. That actually enhances your worth, your value. Self commitment is very necessary for several reasons. Let me tell you. For goal achievements. See, it helps you to set and work towards those goals. Without commitment, there cannot be anything that can happen. It's easy to give up. When you're not committed, you can give up any point of time. When you face some challenges or distractions, what happens? You try to give up on that. And it helps for the personal growth. It fosters personal development. How? By pushing you out of that comfort zone. And it actually encourages you to learn and improve. Accountability. You become your own accountability partner. It holds accountable for every kind of action and the decision you're taking rather than blaming the world, complaining about what happened in your life. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
are owning up 100% responsibility. When you own 100% responsibility, you become a very confident person. You will get the clarity of things or the decisions or the actions you take in life because you're owning up the responsibility. This is helping you in your personal growth. And discipline is very, very important here. Why I say discipline is important? Because it is essential for accomplishing the task. It can be in maintaining the routines, or it can be helping you to stay on track. For instance, being a wellness coach, I can say if you want to lose weight, it's I do not suggest anybody to go on the crash dieting. I do not suggest anybody to go on, vigorous or rigorous kind of workouts. It is like having a good kind of balanced kind of lifestyle. If that is having a discipline with consistency, definitely you will have a very best health. Not only losing weight is part of it. Along with that, you are going to keep yourself so healthy that again that weight is not going to come back in your life. It's like you're not committed, you're not having that self commitment, you stop doing it for some time and again you're back because you feel like doing it, and that doesn't happen like a self commitment. And you are always juggling and struggling and you feel like, come on, I'm like tired doing all these things for my weight, and what will I get the solution? You understand, it all needs patience, discipline, I tell you. Commitment is needed. For this discipline to happen, commitment is needed. For this commitment to occur, you need to have that consistency. It helps also you to become resilient. I love this word resilience. You know why, Enya? Because I have reached, I do not say the peak of resilience, but that resilience is in my cells. Life experiences, the challenges that were thrown upon me has helped me to become resilient. And I was not understanding this word resilient. But that when I discovered, I felt that, my God, this is existing in me. It helps you to bounce back from the setbacks and the failures. As I have told
Right.
many a times, couple of times about my story, when I was totally having a paralyzed body, there was no chance I had lost hope that I'm going to be alive on this earth. I felt that my time has come very near. But I have been helping since 2.5, 3 years nearly to so many people, impacting their lives. 4,800, I can say beyond that, it has exceeded. That's by grace of Almighty, because God Almighty helped me to bounce back from those failures. You understand? Losing your loved ones is not a joke. And me seeing the death for the first time, where I was holding my mom in my own arms, where she left her last breath. First time I felt that she's unconscious, but she had left her last breath. First time in my life, all alone in the room, holding my mom. That shook me like anything because I was so attached to her. And I was not knowing ABC about life. So dependent on. So when you are self-committed, it helps you to, bounce back. Because I was committed to myself, even in those days of depression, severe depression. And it
Right.
brings consistency in you. It promotes consistency in your actions, in your behaviors, and it will lead to long-term success. Because see, nothing happens with short term. There are
Mm-hmm.
no short-term techniques to achieve anything in life. You may feel the pleasure now, but that's going to be also temporary. Short term is also short. Long term will be long, always remain. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And this helps you also in developing positive habits. It builds your
Right.
confidence, self commitment. It builds your confidence, self. You're committed. I say this, I have to do this. See, I and Anya, we have our time. We have to come on Wednesday. We are committed and we are doing. Come what may, regardless of all the challenges and all things that are happening in our life. Even we are humans, but we are committed, self-committed. It promotes consistency, as I said, confidence, as I said. It improves your self-confidence. It improves your self-esteem. It helps
Mm-hmm.
you to follow throughout with the kind of intentions you have set. Your intentions will lead to actions, and those
Mm-hmm.
actions will make you more confident. Without actions, you
Right.
can't become confident. Otherwise, you will be just a dreamer. It helps in bringing that integrity in you. Integrity, why? Because it aligns, this commitment aligns with your actions, with your values, with your principles, and that makes you the real self. The real self is the authentic self, and that is the solid personality anybody can have. It helps to keep you motivated. It's a self motivation that you're doing for yourself. Helps you in time management. You're committed. No, in this time I have to finish this task. And you are doing it come what way. I have to do it, I have to do it. I have to wake up at 5 o'clock. I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock. Come what? It's a commitment, self-commitment. It's not like, oh, the alarm clock was not kept or something had happened. I was having this headache or something had happened in my life. Somebody had passed away, so I could not wake up because I was so tired. I was crying. You can give lots of reasons. What is your value? Are you committed? Makes your value. Your value can be determined by the kind of commitments that you have for yourself first. So it will help you to prioritize your task. It helps you to manage your time effectively. Many people struggle with time. Why? Because they say, I'm
Yeah.
going to do this, they're not doing it. And they give a word very easy. It is, I keep procrastinating. Come on. You procrastinate is because you're not prioritizing it. If you prioritize it, you will not procrastinate. You understand? What do you want to, have food? Because you want to have it, you want to prioritize it, having food, because without having food, you'll not have energy. You will have energy
Right.
only, you then only you'll be able to do anything in life. Otherwise, you're bedridden and you will be landed in ICU and then end of everything. So we are just giving a word procrastination rather than thinking, do we value what we are doing? If you value as per your priorities, then you will first do that work and finish it up. If you are not valuing it, simply you are banging on that and saying, oh, I'm not able to do it. Frustration is happening. And you give the word, I am a procrastinator. What to do? Will anybody help me out? Like how I can overcome procrastinating? First ask yourself, what is that you're prioritizing first? When you love it, you will prioritize it. When you don't love it, you're not prioritizing it. If you prioritize yourself, you will be self-committed. If you're not prioritizing yourself, where is the question of commitment also happening? First, learn to love yourself. Prioritize yourself. Wherever you go first, you stand tall. It's not the selfishness. It's not the ego. It's to make things easier for others, not make things life of others hard. When you are not full, you feel the emptiness, and that emptiness craving will show in form of all the frustration and hatred and fights and whatnot, misunderstanding. It helps in building positive relationships, my dear sweethearts. Whoever is listening to this video, self-commitment helps you in bringing the positive relationships. Your attitude also determines with your self-commitment. This person is of a weak nature or a person of strong nature, keeps the commitments. It contributes to overall well-being. It helps you to give a purpose, sense of purpose and fulfillment when you achieve your commitments. It is very necessary for your personal and also your professional success, for your growth and fulfillment. It empowers you. Yeah. So, Enya, what do you have to say if the self-empowerment is not, self-commitment is not done? What will be the consequences? Would you like to say anything about that?
I love how you brought in, consistency,
Thank you.
because you're consistent, there's congruence, right? Mind and spirit work together. And so when you're not consistent to yourself and consistent with your actions, it causes a kind of, conflict within yourself. And like you rightly said, it expresses itself in all the frustrations that, we feel and all of that. So for me, I would say sometimes we need to really stop and take a deep breath, just stop. Sometimes in your day, in all the activity, just stop and ask yourself, why am I doing what I am doing in the first place? What am I doing? Because everything that we have said, Hina, it still boils down to purpose. Why are you here? Why are you here? Because that's what is going to give you direction and guidance, right? And that's also going to help you know what I'm doing. Is it taking me to where I want to go? This person that I am with, or this friendship that I have, is this friendship going to guide me to where, it helps to filter. It helps to filter where you're going. Otherwise, you're just going to be tossed like a boat on the sea that has no direction.
Exactly. There's
So
no direction. Yeah. Directionless.
direct, right. And so those are the costs of not being true to yourself Another thing I like that you said is your nature. What nature are you made up of? Because if you're made up of a soft nature, challenges come, they just throw you off course. But if you're strong natured, look, this is a challenge. I know that where I am is where I need to be. In order for me to grow, I need to be able to navigate through this. What are the ways that I can navigate through this and get to where I want to go? That makes a whole lot of difference. Because challenges will come. There will be all kinds of distractions. What are you going to do? Right? So I think, yeah, I think it's important, really, really important that we have an idea of why we're here and where we're going, because that will solve a lot of problems.
Exactly. That will solve a lot of problems. So let me brief about some scientific techniques, how, as Enya very, very, well said, and all her words are like the golden nuggets, what she is speaking here. So let me first bring about, before we wrap up with this video, certain techniques. You may be wondering, so come on, what will be the techniques, or what will be the way or the methods by which we can be self-committed? Goal setting is the first thing, which anybody may be knowing about that. Just be knowing about your SMART goals. What do I mean by SMART? The specific goals. This is the specific time I have to do it. Measurable. How many days you require, and achievable. Is it in your cup of tea whether you can do it? Everything you can do it. It's not that I want to buy a Ferrari. Can you buy Ferrari now? No, it may take years together. So you have to be knowing that whether this is achievable or not now, and relevant. You may be having it at one point of time, but now what you can achieve, and that makes you happy. Every smallest goal or the achievement you have done, when you are accomplishing that, you have to make yourself, pat yourself, be happy about it. That's a celebration. If you're not going to celebrate it, you can't find happiness in anything you do. You still feel incomplete in everything. So complete yourself by patting yourself and acknowledging and accepting that you could do at least something. See, we have made it up. See, regardless of our tight schedule, we have made it up. We have come on our life, and apart from different work we do, but still we pat ourselves and we say, love you, India, love you, Hina, that you could make it, and you are trying to help the world through your voice and through your message, through your information. That's a lovely thing. That makes us do it more and more. We are like committed. We want to do it more because this makes us happy, because we are making ourselves happy by acknowledging it. You understand? And also, it has to be relevant and time bound. Okay, so this is going to be the way you're going to design your goals. Visualize. That's really very helpful, and I do it at some point, even either by opening your eyes or by closing your eyes. It doesn't mean to say that you have to only play the music, because music may connect you deeply. So even if you're not able to connect it, you have to visualize something what you want. From my childhood, whatever I wanted, I used to go stand in front of it and visualize it just by opening my eyes, that I want it like this. It will be so awesome. What if I'm going to be in this kind of place, this kind of, whatever the luxury or the palace or anything that I see. You understand? So this will boost motivation and commitment. Self monitor. You have to keep a track of your progress, like journals or anything. Keep a journal. Like how much of junk food I had this, or did I skip the junk food? Did I control myself on not having junk food because I have self committed? So something like that you are monitoring. Implementation plans. Plan when and where you will work towards your goals, how you're going to do it. So this, you should have an action plan. Self-control strategies. Many people, they do not have self-control. They lack self-control. So you should have like techniques like the 10-minute rule, where you commit to working a task for just 10 minutes, which often leads to longer. Only for 10 minutes, I'm going to do like this. Only for 10 minutes, I'm not going to watch anything. I'm not going to look at my phone. This will help you gain the self-control. Positive reinforcement. Reward yourself, as I said, for any small thing you're doing. Even if you want some social support, lend support from your family, ask your friends, or we mentors are there to help you. Mindfulness and meditation, you should develop this. Even in my life, this is what I was saying in my Insta live. Mindfulness is very important. This will help you reduce the distractions and increase the self control, helps you become very productive. Self compassion, be kind to yourself. Do not compare yourself with others growth or what they are doing. Then this is not self compassion, rather you are like being very harsh to yourself. Habit formation, create a routine. Habits, you should have a habit tracker with you. Create a routine, the morning routine and the night routine, which I am so particular about, because I'm committed. Come what may, even if I reach home by late 3 a.m. in the night, but still I make it a point because I'm committed. Time management. In this time, I have to do it. Use it because that's going to guide you in your life. That's just like a map. If you do not have a map, it's difficult for you, anything to be navigating. Goals will help. Goals are like map, and time management is just like a navigator. So without that, it's difficult to navigate. Have accountability partners. If there is nobody, you can have your mentors. You can hire mentors, and they're going to help you, like me and Enya. We're there to help you out. Okay. And behavioral contracts. Create written agreement within yourself. You are the teacher. You are having an agreement. No, I'm going to do this. Do not be so strict, but have a love with whatever you are doing. So there are a lot many techniques, self-reflection. You understand? This will help you remain grounded as per psychological research, and this is very effective, and it helps in improving the self-commitment. And it's really important to experiment with these methods. Just try one or two, and this will work wonders. Okay, this is what is from our side. Self-commitment. Start with self-commitment. Start with self. It is not being selfish. Rather, you are respecting and valuing yourself. When you value yourself, you're valuing things around you, and people will also value you. That heart of gratitude is very important for anything you do. Okay. Enya, would you like to add anything here before we wrap up, my sweetheart?
You've said everything. And I love how you took all of, those things,
Okay.
setting goals and all of that. I love how you wrapped it around self-commitment because it's true. If you're committed to yourself, then you'll be committed to your welfare and your growth.
Yeah.
And whatever you need to do to improve the quality of your life, you'll be committed to it. So yeah, that's just what I want to say.
Love you so much, Enya. So this is what we have from this video, where you can gather the nuggets, and it'll definitely help you out. There is any support, you can just connect with us. We are coaches, we are mentors, we are there to help the world, there to help every individual who is stuck in life, who are suffering in their life. Okay, because we have gone through, and our experiences, not only through the certification, not only being with those qualified mentors across the world and the scientists that I'm working with, but still our knowledge and everything that we have gathered, we are just handing it over to you. That belongs to you. You understand? And rather than waiting for years together, we are making it easier for you, that you can reach it in few months. You understand? With that support, with that help, handheld support. So you can connect with Enya. She is a wonderful coach from Nigeria. You can connect with me. I'm from India. I'm a wellness coach. I'm a life coach. We are certified coaches. We are helping people. So this is our job. This is our work. This is our mission. This is our dream. So you can join us any point of time. There is anything, just feel free to leave your comments. And thank you so much, Enya, for sharing such beautiful information to the lovely audiences. God bless you. God keep you happy for such a noble job and noble work that you are doing. Thank you so much, my lovely people. See you again with a new topic in our next live with real life with Hina and Enya. Thank you so much. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.